This is week 2 of testing side hustles until I can travel to the most beautiful place on earth. Although Ohio is a tropical wonderland, I'm talking about the Maldives. I'm going to be testing different side hustles and using that money to pay for a trip to the Maldives with the bungalows, the pools, and the crystal clear water. Last week we made over $688 in roughly 36 hours of work, helping bring our total down just a little bit. We also used a travel hack to help us save over $407, bringing our total budget needed down a little bit. Now, week 1, we used Doordash and a little bit of Instacart to get us closer to our goal, but we are still very, very far away. So I'm going to be using Instacart and Doordash this week, trying to focus a little bit more on Instacart because, like I said, I actually have to work for my money. I do not have a trust fund and my daddy does not pay me. And our week started on Monday, so let's get into it using Instacart and Doordash. My first Doordash is $11.75 for like 5 miles. I'm delivering drugs from a pharmacy. I feel like it's putting a lot of faith into DoorDash drivers to deliver meds, even though they are for her lizard, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Piece of advice, here's my pro tip. I just picked up this order for the future. If you ever see an order like this that is more mileage than the money, don't accept it. The only reason I'm taking it is because it's being dropped off right by the store that has the most batches for Instacart, that has a lot of freaking money for them. Usually, like, I'm talking $40 for like 30 items going to some giant ass mansion. It is a good strategy play if you are DoorDashing and Instacarting and you want to get to a more populated area. Taking DoorDashes that might not be necessarily the best, but going exactly to where you want to go is smart. You're literally getting paid to drive to where you were going to go in the first place.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
I'm at $30.50 and it's been like an hour and 15 minutes. I have this Chick-fil-A order, but for Monday, last week's Monday was really good. This week's Monday has already started off to I was about to say a hot foot. That's not a saying. A hot start off the right foot, hot start.
One pair of pants later.
I didn't take a picture because I want to accept it super fast, but I just got the fattest Instacart order, $50 for 52 items. I mean, that's gonna be an absolute pain in my butt, but we love it. That's gonna bring me to $100, and I like that a lot. All right, I just got in the store, and it smells like the inside of a butthole.
Extremely annoying shift later.
I'm sweating, but hour and a half for 50 bucks, really not a problem. Got a workout in, I can't complain. But that's actually gonna bring us into our first tip of the week, and I'm gonna cut it over to future me to take it away for the rest of it. All right, welcome to the future where Kevin James is president and Zookeeper has won the Oscar 17 straight years in a row. Now that you're all caught up, here's the tip of the week that can be a great way to earn a few extra bucks on top of your Instacart orders. It's an app called Fetch. There's going to be a link in the description to join it. Now, I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Fetch. I mean, I'm at 450 subscribers, so why would they sponsor me? Fetch is an app that I've been using for years. It's where you can take receipts from your own grocery store visits or maybe even your Instacart orders, and you get points based off certain products being purchased on the receipt. In this example here, I scanned my receipt from Wegmans, and these little guys popped up, and looks like he's dropping a deuce. Nope. No, he's dead. Nope. No, it's a prank. Okay, but as you can see, this receipt got 1,570 points, which is equivalent to roughly $1.50 worth of points. This might not sound like a lot, but it adds up, plus you get a daily bonus spin once per day to gain a few extra points. Here I only got 10 points, which again, I did nothing to earn it, so it's a great way to add up points. Each receipt gets a base of 25 points, and they add up very quickly. It's super easy, and when you sign up using the code down below, you get points just for signing up and scanning your first receipt. Now again, I'm not sponsored. I've actually been using them for on and off about 2.5 years and have earned over $250 in rewards. I love using it for Airbnb. I actually got my whole anniversary weekend for free just from my points using Fetch. Now, back to present day, where unfortunately Kevin James' political excellence hasn't been recognized by the common man.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Ice cream at $6. Oh, should probably turn that off. So it's raining now. It's absolutely pouring, which is perfect for Doordash and Instacart. That is another tip. When it's raining, people don't want to go out. It's just a fact. People don't want to go out in the rain, get food, and it gets all wet, or they get wet. They don't want to get an umbrella, get in the car, get all wet, get their groceries wet. So they hire people. I don't know why I did that. All right, I think it is now like too rainy to do it. If I go out there immediately, 15 seconds in, my nips are gonna be out. I think I'm at roughly 135, 145 bucks. I think 145 bucks. I'm gonna put it up here. I'm not absolutely positive what I'm at. I picked a terrible day to wear a white tee. It's pouring. I haven't worn a white tee in probably 3 years, and of course it's pouring rain. My nips. So the last house I ordered to, pouring down rain. Absolutely, my shirt is basically sheer at this point, see-through. And they added an extra $5 tip. Just saying, I think maybe the white tee's working. The nips actually didn't work in my favor. I actually ended up getting horribly ill for the next few days, but more on that later. But they did add a $5 tip after I dropped it off. And they came to the door when I dropped the stuff off, so they definitely saw my nips. I'm picking up another one. I just picked up a $20 one. It's been sitting here. It was $15, and no one picked it up for like 10 minutes, so now it's $19. Going 7 miles. It stopped raining, so it's really not bad. But the nips are still showing, so hopefully I can get more money. I don't know.
Later that same evening.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. I'm heading back out. Trying to get on 200 for the day. I'm at about 160 something. So I gotta make $40. I'm hoping I could do it in about 2 hours. I don't wanna be out too late, but I also wanna go to the Maldives as quickly as possible, so obviously I'm gonna have to stay out. All right, after it was all said and done, I racked up $228.61 in 11 hours of work, but I did miss out on an absolute gem of an order. It was $9 for one item, and that one item was a pack of Trojan condoms. I really hope the person that took it got it there quickly, because fella needs his condoms. But as I said earlier, I got horribly ill, so I was down for the count for 2 days. I ended up coming back on Wednesday night, just trying to do something. I got $98.47 in 4.5 hours, which is pretty good. Then on Thursday, I wasn't really feeling that great. I got 5.5 hours in for $79.62, which is garbage day. But I just picked this order up. There was 16 cheeseburgers in here. And it's for $6. If someone ordered 16 cheeseburgers and tips less than $2,
You suck. I guess you wonder where I've been.
all right, I take back everything I said. There was a hidden tip of $15. It sounded like there was one of those cool pool parties that I would never get invited to as a kid. I then started to feel sick again, so I had to take another day off. Then I came back for the final day, and here is how atrocious it was. All right, first off, I took this very crappy order, and second, it's for period pads. So I'm gonna have to go in there and buy period pads. So yeah, that'll be fun. There's no self-checkout. Oh wait.
Jesus, don't bring it out. There you go. Yeah. Gosh.
These are for DoorDash, not for the... That's okay. And of course, typical DoorDash, I'm standing here with period pads and the app crashes for 7 minutes. So I can't check out with my red card because the app is crashed. So I'm just standing there with pads while 3 workers stare at me. all while making like $12 an hour. Somebody put a period pad on my Doordash and Instacart because the flow of orders was absolute garbage from here, ending my day at 8 hours from start to finish, making only $99.76. After it was all said and done, I worked a total of 29 hours this week, just racking up only $510.21, or an average of $17.59 an hour. Now, with everything, there are pros and cons, and with Instacart, there are many pros and there are also many cons, so we're going to go through them right now. The first pro is that it is much less wear and tear on your car. You're spending more time in the grocery store and less time on the road. Second, you have an opportunity to get some big batches. I have received some very large batches like the one where I got $50 for only an hour and a half of work. The third pro, it is super easy and sometimes can be fun, which brings me into my first pro tip, is bring headphones, but please, for the love of all things that keep me sane, do not wear 2 headphones and run into people like many people in the grocery stores. Just keep one headphone in. You can still hear your music and you know when people are coming at you. Now that leads me into my second point. This is completely subjective, but start getting into podcasts. I've learned that listening to podcasts, whether it's in the store or as you're driving, really makes the time go by faster. I listen to The Basement Yard. It's Joe Santagato.
I have more etiquette than you.
No, you're actually a piece
I
of
know
shit.
what you don't even like soup, Joey. What does that mean? You don't even know, like, soup is a big part of like etiquette, like dinners and stuff. Soup.
My final pro tip is don't be a hero. Ask for help. If you can't find something, don't waste your time trying to find it. Most of the employees should know where the things are, so don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, in my opinion, the cons are very strong for Instacart, and it really brings down the overall rating. My first con is that it's not very consistent. DoorDash isn't consistent, but Instacart is much, much less consistent. You can have some crazy batches coming in for like 2 hours, then all of a sudden for like 6 hours, you don't see any, or they're absolute garbage like these ones. But Instacart's really hard to get an idea of what you can earn per day because it's just so inconsistent. My second con is unstocked shelves. Now, with stores, they're obviously suffering from lack of employees wanting to work there, so the shelves don't get stocked as much as they usually do. This causes for a lot of items to be missing, so when you can't find the items, you have to ask the customer what kind of replacement they want, so you don't know if you should refund them or find some kind of a replacement. And the third con is that there is no scalability. Just like DoorDash, you're going to have to trade your time for money, take a toll on you, and you can't somehow find a way to scale this where you're just making money without having to keep constantly going to the stores and doing the work, which obviously that is what a job is, but you want to find a way with a side hustle to have some sort of passive income so you don't always have to work your main source of income and your side hustle. I feel like doing Instacart with a main source of income will really take a toll on you. So overall, I would have to give Instacart a 5.5 out of 10. I really think it's a good app. I think you have an opportunity to make a lot of money, but personally, I just think it's way too inconsistent. There was days where I just did not get any batches, and if it wasn't for DoorDash, I would not have made any money. All right, so as I said earlier, we made $510.21, and if we subtract that from the original $12,925.72 that we had last week, that would bring our new total to $12,415.51 left until we reach our goal of the Maldives trip. Now, obviously, we're gonna have to step it up and start making more money so we can get to that trip faster. So tune in next week for week 3 to see what we do for our side hustle.